Welcome to the King Films NFL Week 11 predictions and betting locks. And I've noticed recently that you guys really like the mid-season playoff predictions. Got over 250 views. Comment down below if you want to see another one or anything that you'd like to get more views on the channel. Please remember to like and subscribe. And now we'll recap week number 10, a pretty successful week. And in the betting locks, I did pretty well, 2-1-1. First off, Thursday night, I just had Titans outright. I only had them at 1 point, so I was really just expecting them to win at home. Derrick Henry to go off. But really, the Colts did play well. Phillip Rivers, maybe his best game of the season in that one. No mistakes, and the Titans really messed things up on the special teams side of the ball. It was really an even game going into the second half. They have a punt blocked and then returned for a touchdown, and also a 17-yard punt, absolute shank. And that was really the difference in the game. But I get that one wrong on Thursday Night Football. But then Eagles at Giants. I wasn't sure the Giants would win this one. I just knew they would cover. 3.5 was way too many points for the Eagles in an NFC East matchup. And the Giants have been playing great football here. They pick up another NFC East win. The Eagles, off of a bye, just did not show up. Carson Wentz, another atrocious game. So we get that one there. And then a push. This one very controversial. Browns versus Texans got delayed a little bit, and it was exactly like the Browns-Raiders game, very low scoring, but the Browns are just a better on-the-ground team. They were up 10-0 into the fourth. Deshaun and the crew gets a touchdown, so it's 10-7, and Nick Chubb runs out of bounds on the 1-yard line, could have easily scored and made us cover, but he doesn't, so we just get the push there. Then on Monday Night Football, Vikings at Bears, and I was actually pretty nervous going into Monday Night Football that the Bears might win. The divisional dogs in these primetime games are great, but the Vikings end up winning. They outgained the Bears by over 250 yards on Monday Night Football. The Cordarrelle Patterson 104-yard return for touchdown on the opening kickoff in the second half really is what kept the Bears in this game. Their offense was abysmal, couldn't run the ball, and then Nick Foles ends up getting hurt. And then another thing that hurt the Bears was losing Akeem Hicks, and then after that, it was all gone when Dalvin Cook was cooking on the ground. He ended up with over 100 yards. So we get into the betting locks total. We are at 15, 17, and 3, still trying to break even, 500. Got 3 cooked up this week, hoping that they'll do pretty well, at least over 500. And then, again, the impeccable game predictions, 102, 44, and 1. A 9-5 week. There were a lot of upsets, notably the Kyler Murray Hail Mary, which I had the Bills in that one, so that one kind of hurt. And now on to the Thursday Night Football matchup. We have the Cardinals at the Seahawks, and narrowly give me the Seahawks in this one, and just for the sheer fact that the Seahawks need it. Really need it. I can't see them losing to the Cardinals twice this season, let alone they just got blown out across the country by Buffalo and got embarrassed by the Rams. Russell Wilson is not playing good football, but he can bounce back easily. This Cardinals defense isn't great. The Cardinals have gotten outplayed in some of their games this season and have just ended up winning very close at the end. And that's what they did against the Bills. So give me the Seahawks narrowly, but this is going to be a great game. Excited to watch. Next game is another close one. It's within a point in Vegas, so they don't really know who's going to win, but give me the Bengals over the football team. They got embarrassed last week against the Steelers, and I think Joe Burrow will have a bounce-back game. The football team defense really, their pass rush didn't really show up against the Lions. The Lions had everything they want for the first 3 quarters of that game. Ended up getting a little close at the end there, but in crunch time, Lions offense was able to move the ball. Give me the Bengals narrowly here, but Antonio Gibson could have a big day on the ground against this atrocious Bengals front seven. So we go on to the first betting lock of the week, and it's Falcons at Saints. Give me the Saints to win the game, but the Falcons to cover the 5 points. I've actually considered the Falcons getting this upset win. Obviously, the Saints having Drew Brees out for this one, and Jameis Winston in. And Jameis really didn't do much in the second half of that one. It was basically just game manage, make sure that he doesn't blow the game, and that he didn't. But the Falcons are playing great football under Raheem Morris, and they are hungry to get this one against the divisional foe. Falcons won 3 of their last 4. Matt Ryan looks to be playing well. So I think this one will be very, very close. Give me the Saints narrowly because I know they're in the playoff hunt. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Falcons won, definitely within 5. Next game, we have a pretty good 1-8 team in the Jaguars. They're playing very close football at the moment, very close games against the Texans and Packers. But give me the Steelers in this one. The Steelers 9-0. They did not play well against the Cowboys, but bounced back against the Bengals. And it might not be smooth sailing here. Jake Luton seems to be pretty good at the quarterback spot, but the Steelers absolutely bombarded the Bengals with their running game and passing last week, put up 36 points. I think they could put up even more against this Jaguars' terrible defense. Give me the Steelers big here. Next game, really a toss-up, and it's between 2 very underwhelming teams. Patriots seem to be coming back, but give me the Texans in this one. And for the sheer reason that I think Deshaun Watson could be explosive against this Patriots defense. And Cam Newton in the Patriots, there's really only one way to win, and that's just controlling time of possession. And it was obviously on Sunday Night Football against the Ravens, an inclement weather game. This one's going to be held inside a dome. I think Deshaun Watson's going to be able to torch that Patriots defense. And, I mean, the Texans defense did react well to the Browns' all-out running attack, only giving up 10 points. So give me the Texans narrowly there. Next game, we have the Browns hosting the Eagles, and give me the Browns narrowly. The Browns are the ugliest winning football team this year. I mean, they acquired Odell Beckham and have so many weapons on that offensive end that you'd think that they would be getting into shootouts, but really it's not the case. Kevin Stefanski is just keeping the ball on the ground, and that's how they win. Give me them to do it here close against the Eagles. The Eagles are not playing inspired football at the moment. It's going to be very close, but got to favor the Browns' running attack in this one. Next game, a little bit of a toss-up. Give me the Lions and a slight upset over the Panthers. Panthers have done this almost every year, past few years. They get out to an early good start. This year they had Matt Rule. They were 3-2, now down to 3-7, and they really got that defense exposed in the second half against the Buccaneers. Give me the Lions' explosive offense to win this one. I mean, you can't really rely on the Lions to win games. They might just blow it. But I like Matthew Stafford and DeAndre Swift against this Panthers defense. And we go on to the second betting lock of the week. Give me the Ravens to win the game, but the Titans as the dog to cover at 7 points. And yes, this was 7 points a couple days ago. If you claimed it, it's gone down a bit since. Went down to 6.5. I think it's now like 5 or somewhere around there. I just don't know how you can put that much faith in this Ravens team. The Titans and the Patriots are similar. I mean, all 3 of those teams that I just said, the Ravens, Patriots, and Titans, really want to control time on the ground, all have pretty good running attacks. And in those games, I just think that they're very close, and I don't see why it was a 7-point spread. Obviously, it's come down. I think Derrick Henry will have a bounce-back day. I picked the Titans last week, and they underwhelmed significantly against the Colts. So give me a little bit of a bounce back, but I think the Ravens and Lamar Jackson will bounce back as well and get the victory at home. Next game and last best bet of the week, we have the Chargers -8. Justin Herbert against Joe Flacco and the Jets. And I know the Jets looked great 2 weeks ago against the rival and the Patriots, but I think the Chargers are more desperate for the win at this point in the season. Justin Herbert really needs a win. You saw them at home against the Jaguars, which are a similar team to the Jets. I think the Jets are a little bit worse. And the Chargers put up, I think, like 30, 40 points maybe. So I think this one could be similar. And Joe Flacco's not going to have the day he had against the Patriots defense. Give me the Chargers big in this one. Next game, we have the Dolphins at the Broncos. And I don't really like picking the Dolphins, but they just keep winning. So give me the Dolphins in this one against the terrible Broncos team that just got run over by the Raiders last week. Dolphins, great on special teams. They just make touchdowns happen on the defensive and special team side of the ball. So give me them there to keep winning and get to 6 wins straight on the season. Next game, we have one that's sure looked good before the season, not very good right now. Vikings playing good football. Give me the Vikings over the Cowboys. I think Dalvin Cook will have a huge day against the Cowboys front seven, which is not looking good. Cowboys coming off of a bye week, and I think they will get Andy Dalton, but the Vikings are playing good football, 3 wins in a row, and I think this will continue here. Give me the Vikings to win. And then a great afternoon matchup. And I've got to take the Packers over the Colts. This is a game that the Packers would historically lose under Matt LaFleur. They lose to these hyper-physical teams, a la the 49ers twice last year, who just pushed them around. The Bucks this year, who just pushed them around physically. And the Colts can do that, but I just never want to put my faith in Phillip Rivers. I mean, he could easily throw a ball to these ball-hawking Packers DBs, and it could easily be returned for 6. I mean, when the Colts play well, they're pretty good, and if they bring their A game, I think they'll win this, but give me Aaron Rodgers when it's on the line. Next game, Sunday Night Football, a great game between the Raiders and the Chiefs. And I have the Chiefs to bounce back. I mean, usually in these primetime games this season, especially within the division, the underdog comes to play and sometimes wins, makes it really close. And, I mean, there has been a lot of upsets on Sunday Night Football this year, but considering the fact that the Raiders were the ones who actually upset the Chiefs earlier this year, I think the Chiefs are going to come back and really be inspired for this one. They are coming off of a bye week. Andy Reid is going to have some tricks up his sleeve from a play calling standpoint. So give me the Chiefs there. And then the final game, another great primetime games. 3 very good primetime games this week. We have the Rams at the Bucks. Super Bowl rematch between Jared Goff and Tom Brady. And I've got to take the Buccaneers. Last time they were on national television, they got absolutely mollywopped by the Saints. And the Rams just, I mean, I don't really know what to make of them at this point. They got an ugly win against the Bears on Monday Night Football a few weeks ago. Then really did not look good against Miami. Lost that one. And then they looked very good last week against the Seahawks. But I've got to favor the Buccaneers at home. Tom Brady to bounce back. So that's going to do it for my Week 11 predictions. Comment yours down below. And I'll see you in the next one.